Black women simply do not learn. Check this out. They spend about $500 billion each year on hair care, $500 billion. At the same time, they murder about 50,000 babies each month because, according to them, they can't afford a child. That those same women would be left to take care of the child alone, and they could not afford it. Yet these same women of working age spend around $500 billion each year on hair care. Marinate on that. We're not including the money that they spend on name brand purses, shoes, clothes, right? Coach, Chanel, Fendi, and so forth. We're not including the money they spend getting their nails done, getting their toes done, going out to restaurants all the damn time to eat. We all know that hair is not the only thing Black women love to shop for. One thing people know about Black women is that they are massive consumers. Yet, they can't afford a child. A study that was conducted around 2014 revealed that 79% of Black women agree that it's important to trust a brand when purchasing its product. Right? And what do you think those brands are? The expensive name brands. Right? 63% of Black women are more likely to purchase a luxury vehicle within the next year than the general market is. Right? And 45% are more likely to shop at Bloomingdale's than the general market is. And for those who don't know, Bloomingdale's is an upscale luxury department store. You'll find shit like $500 jeans or more, $300 shoes, even shoes over $1,000. One of those stores. 45% more likely to shop at Bloomingdale's. Right? And aren't these the same women who brag about being the most educated group in America? This the same group, right? Ain't this the same group who brags about how much better they're doing than Black men? About how they're leaving us in the dust with their white collar jobs and higher number of college degrees, right? But when you question why they kill enough babies every 2 to 3 months to fill the largest stadium in the country, all of a sudden they claim to be broke. Right? Now keep in mind, Black women's income level is irrelevant in regard to them spending money on hair. It's pretty much equal across the board, all income levels, when it comes to Black women and spending money on hair care. Nearly 6 out of 10 Black women wear a wig, weave, or extensions. And I'm positive that a good portion of the Black women in the wig, weave, and extension crowd are having abortions. Do you really believe that these women can't afford a child? Or do you believe they simply don't want the responsibility? I co-sign with the latter. They don't want to give up their weaves, their wigs, their extensions, not even to give their unborn child an opportunity to live. They don't want to give up their designer clothes, shoes, and handbags. I ran into a number of Black women who basically think they're intelligent. And they'll tell me that most abortions are in the first trimester, and that the fetus in the first trimester is not really a human life. Right. That's just about as good as it gets in regard to intelligence from these black women who defend the murder of babies. That is exactly the kind of mindset you need to be a baby killer. You can't look at them as a human life. Now, during the first trimester, the fetus has a heart, and that heart is pumping blood throughout the body. The brain is developed, the spinal cord is developed, even the eyes and facial features are developed. If this is not a human life, what is it? Is it plant life? These women basically lie to themselves so they'll feel more comfortable about murdering babies. It's no different from how whites regulated blacks to 3/5 of a human to remove the guilt of enslaving and mistreating people from the minds of the white population. Because again, black women's minds are aligned with white racism. Virtually every philosophical dynamic found within the white system of racism is found in the thought patterns of the black female collective. They're an offspring of the white racist system. They look for reasons to justify black genocide in the same way the white racist system looked for ways to justify slavery. As we all know, again, they regulated us to 3/5 of a human, and they went to various verses in the Bible to justify slavery. Right? They said we were cursed by God to be slaves. Just like the white racist system is more likely to convict black men than white men for committing the same crime, more likely to arrest black men for committing the same crime as a white man who they did not arrest, right? More likely to hire a white man with a felony than a black man without a felony, more qualified and all. Black women also look for ways to convict black men. In a recent Facebook post, all of the black women wanted to talk about black men killing other black men. But when the topic of abortion came up, they all defended abortion, defended the women who were getting abortions. They wanted to blame the men for those women having the abortions. And they wanted the men to stop talking about it. This despite the fact that black women murder more babies in 4 days than black men are killed by other black men in a full year. See, because they're comfortable with any conversation as long as it involves black males being at fault. So when they murder babies, they try to blame black men for it by claiming that the abortions occur because black women would be left alone to take care of the child and they cannot afford it. And as I already explained, they can afford a child and then some because they already spending money in other people's businesses, sending other people through college, other people's kids through college, paying for their luxury homes and luxury vehicles from being such massive consumers, but somehow they cannot afford a baby. The truth is that they simply have no value for black life. Black life to them simply does not matter. And that is the very reason they're involved in the most massive genocide of black life than any genocide suffered by any people in world history. Stay tuned.